So, we're going to start off with the active voice, because it's a little more straightforward than the other voices, not as murky. It's a good way to start off lessons about verb voices. So, here's a sentence. I love Jesus. This is a good, straightforward sentence as a good beginning to look at verb voices. I love Jesus. Pretty straightforward. And Jesus is very happy. Makes him very happy indeed. So what's going on here? Jesus is the patient. And he's not sick. Patient is a grammatical term we use, or it's a term for understanding the analysis of verb voices. Jesus is the patient, and you're going to get used to that term, patient. So let's look at this sentence. Let's break it down with a little graph here. I love Jesus. I am the subject, but I am also the agent. Now the agent is an underlying character. Underlying characters in grammatical terms, we try and line them up in voice analysis. The verb is love, Jesus is the object, but it's also the patient. Now the patient is not necessarily always going to be the object. We're trying to line these things up and see how they interact with each other. So let's look at another sentence here. Carmine gives a book to me. So let's line up and see the grammatical terms lining up with the underlying characters. Carmine is the subject, he's also the agent, the verb is gives a book to me. The book is the object, it's also the patient. To me, we call that indirect object. It's a beneficiary. Now let's get rid of that a article. We don't need it. It's not important. And let's then move some things around. Carmine gives to me a book. Let's actually make that Carmine gives me a book, or just gives me book. A very simple way to look at it. Very simple analysis. Carmine is the subject and the agent, and you see here myself being the beneficiary, and the book is the object, also the patient. And, well, I'm very happy to be the beneficiary. So there's a good sentence to start us off with. So I think now I'll give you some Latin. Since I haven't given you any yet, we'll take that last sentence and put it into Latin. See what it looks like. So, Carmen mihi librum dat. Here's your first piece of Latin. Carmen mihi librum dat. Now, of course, Carmen is where we get Carmine from. No Roman would actually name his son Carmen, but whatever. Mihi, dative for the first person pronoun. Librum, verb, dat. Pretty simple. So now let's look at another piece of English. A book is being given to me. Actually, let's look at this instead. A book is given to me. Here we have, in this second version, this English sentence, the progressive, the simple present. The other one was the progressive. The progressive aspect is really a bastard aspect in English. It has a sense of immediate action, but the progressive aspect, there's no progressive aspect in Latin, so we're going to just keep using the simple present of English, because it's better for translating, because Latin only has a simple present tense. So this will keep us a little bit more in the Latin mood, I suppose you could say. So, one more thing before I end this first video. I am being given a book. This is something you only see in English. And the last sentence I gave you was basically an English passive construction. This sentence is an example of passive promotion. Only in English do you have this passive promotion crap. It's really a crappy bastard thing to do, but it works in English. It doesn't in other languages. Keep that in mind. We'll get more into it.